of the Mr. Phil Show. We have an exciting and a different show for you tonight, something we don't normally do. We have heavy metal tonight, and it's going to be great. Hopefully you guys are going to learn some things, and I know I will, and I'm really interested. And one of our regular guests will also be coming on and speaking with our star tonight, JJ Savage. I don't know if a lot of you have heard of him, but you certainly will in the very near future, because I think he's got big things going on. I think he's got a lot of things that he's going to be doing. Right now, I would like to take the opportunity, though, to bring out my best friend, your best friend, and Mr. Phil. How you doing, hon?
How you doing?
Good.
So
we've had another week go by.
Yes.
And we have a very interesting show tonight.
Yes, we do.
But we also had some interesting stuff this week.
Well, okay. Sunday, I know that people out in other areas won't get this message, but in Port Jervis, it's not too late. Sunday morning, I'm going to be walking in the March of Dimes walk.
Right.
It's a charity walk in Woodbury Commons. It's quite a big thing down there to raise money for the March of Dimes. So anybody want to come down and join us and support us, that would be a great thing.
Yeah, very worthy cause, yes. They do so much for the children and
Right.
and making sure that they get healthy again.
Yes, so I'll be a part of that.
That's great.
Right.
That's a lot of fun.
Yes.
I'm glad to hear that you're doing that. Eventually, we've got the Relay for Life coming
We got the
up.
Relay for Life, and Mary and I are in that.
Right. That
one.
Relay for Life is the benefit they do for cancer.
Right.
Cancer research and study, and we raise money for that.
Yes, that's going to be
And
great.
I'll be there supporting Phil.
Yeah, she's going to be because I'm a survivor. I'll be in the survivor walk, and she'll be with me as my caregiver.
Yes, of course. Somebody's got to give him some care. I know his wife does all she can. So.
Yes.
And now he's got me on his side, kicking his butt around, telling him he's got to do what he's got to do. So.
Oh yeah, right.
He's got two women in his life telling him which way to go. So.
Yeah.
The man's not going to stray too far.
No.
Turns around in a circle too far, his son's going to turn him right back around us anyway.
Yes, right.
He doesn't want us getting on his case.
My son tells you everything.
Yes, he does. He really does. So,
Yeah.
And then this week, my husband and I, Ken and I, had our very first gig that we did
yes.
on our own.
Yes.
Which was a lot of fun
was.
at the Chill Wine Bar in Beacon.
Yeah.
We played for an hour and a half.
Yes.
And it was just
Wow.
us. And I think it went really well. I had
Yes.
a lot of fun.
Right. Didn't I? Yeah, I looked like the proud father.
Oh, yes. Phil
You
was
had
strutting around like the proud father with the peacock feathers waving in the air. I mean, he was just, it was great. And it was really nice. We had some friends stop in and,
Yeah.
it
was a
it was fun.
It was a great night. And now that this is happening, I'm going to make a very big announcement tonight of a new show that I'm going to be doing on this station.
Yeah.
This has been in the works now
For a long time.
for many years till we got the proper management to do it, which is our very own president, Carl Richards.
Yes.
We were talking about starting a children's show here on Access 23. We wanted to do this for many years.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been working on it for years already.
He's not kidding. It's all I've heard about since I came in here.
Yes.
This children's show, and they're finally getting it off the ground.
We're finally getting it off the ground. we already made a test copy of it.
Yeah.
And it worked out quite well.
It can be seen on YouTube,
On
right?
YouTube, yeah. Okay. It has a crazy name, this show, but it's called Weirdville.
There's nothing weird about that. I mean,
Right.
if people know you and Carl, Weirdville's really not that weird of a name.
Right.
It's kind of fitting, actually.
Well, I'll tell you what's good about it. There was a public access show one time called Oddville.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
I didn't know about that one.
Now, Oddville went from public access to MTV.
Wow.
Yes.
All right. I
It
didn't
went
know
to an
that.
MTV show back in 1997. And it just so happened that I was picked up on that show, and I did a few episodes with them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That was my first shot of national TV.
And that was a comedy thing.
Yeah, that was a comedy thing, and that thing worked out very well for me.
Wow. Great.
I mean, and what was something, I only had my show here a year
Okay.
and got
Still a newbie in the system, and you're getting 2 shows at once, huh?
that. Yeah.
Wow.
You know, being on a show on MTV a few times, I mean. That night,
Wow.
when they had that show on, all the karaoke bars shut off their karaoke to watch me. It was on a Friday,
my
one of the
goodness.
episodes, the first on a Friday night. All the karaoke
All these bars showing a children's show, that had to be hysterical.
yes, to watch me. Everyone in Orange County, and that time there was plenty
Wow.
of them at the
Oh
time.
my goodness. Okay.
I mean, all these bars had parties for me and everything.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, that was all the way back in '97, like 20 years ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. My goodness.
The same thing happened when I was Jimmy Kimmel.
Right. You were on Jimmy Kimmel quite a long time ago.
And that was when it was a Friday night when I was on with Alan. And that night, too, all the karaoke's stopped.
They stopped. Well, they knew who they wanted to support. They wanted to see you. If you weren't going to be there to sing for them, they wanted to see what you were doing.
Right.
But you weren't there for them. So,
Yeah.
I don't blame them. That's a great thing.
Because the guy who did that Oddville show, MTV, got me all these other. One thing led to another.
Ah, great. And here we are.
Rich Brown.
Yep. 20 years later, still sitting on the couch and still doing interviews and still promoting
Right.
singers and that's just great.
It was smaller then. I mean, we were a very small show then. The little karaoke show wasn't anything like it is
You plant the smallest seed and it's gonna grow.
now.
Yep, with enough nurturing and love, your seed is gonna grow. Believe me.
Yes. And I think that between me and Carl, we think that this new thing could get to where this is.
Wow, that would be great. So if anybody does want to see the preview of it, they should definitely go to YouTube and look up Weirdville. Is it just Weirdville, or do they have to look up
No,
Access
just Weirdville.
23?
And go through it, and they'll see my face, and they'll know who I am.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of slapstick comedy and stuff like that, and
Wow.
it's.
Oh, I can't imagine. Okay. He's funny enough to me when we're just sitting around and just talking, so and we have a good time. And this goofy laugh that he's got, I mean, you guys have heard it on and off, so.
Yeah.
I mean, actually had somebody ask him to laugh into their phone once so it could be their ringtone. I think that's just
one of the big. Yeah, that's right. Naomi Grossman. She's one of the big stars from L.A. from a horror show.
Okay.
And I met her at the Hudson Valley Film Festival. So those people at the Hudson Valley Film Festival were getting all nervous when I'm talking. She's talking with me.
Wow.
They say, and they go, one of them grabs me and says, "Phil, don't hog her up. Other people want to talk to her too." So she says, just let me do what I have to do.
Sure.
She says, just let me do what I have to do. If I want to talk to him, I'm going to talk to him. I'd rather talk to him than talk, and she says it straight out.
Wow.
I'd rather talk to him,
Okay.
you know, him in the business than talk to some of these other people. It was so funny.
Right.
So we were talking, I was laughing. She said, I got to get the laugh into my cell phone. She
Oh
made that crazy laugh, Haringa.
I just can't imagine being in a store and hearing that crazy laugh and wondering, what the hell is that? As somebody pulling out their cell phone. That's my phone ring.
Yeah.
That's great.
But can you imagine? I was known as the class clown, me.
Can I imagine? You know I can imagine. You know I can imagine. I know you, and I know you well enough. I know that you were probably the class clown. Not probably, but still are. So, all right. So,
I guess I'll get up and I'll do my song.
I think that we're going to have Phil do a song because we really want to get this thing rolling
Yeah,
tonight.
we
We
wanna
want to
get
give
this rolling.
JJ a lot of time.
Yes.
You know, he's one of our youngest, most, geez, I think he's been out there more than anybody I think that I've talked to yet.
Right.
He's been doing so much stuff, and I really want to let everybody know all about that. So if
Okay.
you want to get up and sing.
Okay,
it's-
tonight's song is going to be my song, I Had a Dream, because of what's going on this weekend.
Right.
Starting this new show. That was a dream, and now it's becoming a
And
reality.
it's becoming a reality. Yeah. And for JJ, this is his dreams are starting to really come true too. I mean, he's hitting his stride, and I think that's terrific. So
Right.
it's gonna work on both
And
levels.
Sandy's involved in this show with me.
Sandy, his wife.
Yes.
Yes.
A big surprise is going to happen.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
When is that gonna air?
Well, we're going to start taping it Sunday, and air dates will be announced once we get it, you know, proper for TV.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Okay, folks, this is I Had a Dream. Originally written for American Idol and then given to me. True story. I had a dream. My dreams have come true. I had a dream. I'd like to thank you. I sing from my heart. You know that it's true. I had a dream. Now I stand in front of you. I chased the rainbow. I found my pot of gold. I grabbed for the brass ring. Now here it is I hold. I had a dream. My dreams have come true. I worked so hard to get it to you. Now I had a dream. My dreams have come true. I had a dream, and I'd like to thank you. I chased the rainbow. I found my pot of gold. I grab for the brass ring. Now here it is I hold. I had a dream. My dreams have come true. I had a dream. Now I stand in front of you. I had a dream. My dreams have come true. Thank you.
Very good. Now I'd like to bring our guest, JJ Savage. Would you want to come up and join us on the couch here? Let's have a little discussion. And we invited someone that you know to come and help us out tonight and help us really realize all the stuff that you've been doing. Tell everybody how old you are, first of all.
I'm 17.
17 and been doing this for how long?
About 9-10 years or so.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, what JJ does is he is a hard rocker. I guess that's what you'd call it. He's a rock and roller. I mean, he's playing with the big boys.
That's right.
He really is. And I'm going to invite our friend Gregg to come on over. And Gregg and JJ know each other. You want to let everybody know how you and JJ know each other?
Yeah, we met actually through Richie Scarlett, who's a mentor of both of us, and pretty much came together that way. You know,
Great.
known Richie a long time, and you know, we learn a lot from him.
Okay, and I understand you two have a project that you're doing together.
Yeah, this May 12th, Friday, May 12th, my band will be at the Chance in Poughkeepsie, opening up for Jack Russell's Great White.
All right.
I'm going to have JJ come up for a couple of songs as a special guest. So that's going to be exciting. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. Have you ever had anybody that young come up and be able to play with you?
No,
to
hasn't
the
yet,
caliber
so.
that he does.
Oh yeah, I'm very confident he's gonna do great. So
All right.
Be fun.
yeah.
It should be a lot of fun. Yeah. Just hold your mic up so we can. Okay. So you've been in other shows though, right, JJ?
Yeah, lots of shows throughout the years. A lot of them.
How what are some of the acts that you've been included in?
Richie Scarlett, you know, me and Gregg been playing with him for like forever, you know.
Right.
Let Go Daylight is a band up in Albany I've been playing a lot with lately. Have some events coming up this summer, so.
That's exciting. I mean, you know, to be your age and to be out there and to be, you know, playing with the big guys.
Yeah, it's an honor, really.
I mean, it's something that it takes some people a really long time to get to that level. I'm sure, Gregg, when you started out, I don't know how young were you when you started out and got in with playing with the big stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, I started playing when I was a kid, but you know, I mean, it was, you know, just a few years back, it really got to be where I was, you know, doing a lot of big shows and stuff like that.
Right,
you know.
right.
Before that, it was more recording projects and songwriting. You know, I did for years, and then it evolved into doing the shows. But JJ's done a lot of stuff. I'm real proud of him. You know, he's come a long way.
Yeah.
You've got the Alice
Appreciate it,
Cooper
man.
thing coming up too, right? The band.
Yeah, I just joined a Alice Cooper tribute band from Poughkeepsie. They play at, you know, the Chance Theater a lot and stuff, so
Okay.
it should be fun.
It's not the Alice.
No, it's not the Alice Cooper.
Okay.
Not with Alice
All
to
right,
be
I
a
was gonna
host.
say.
Tribute band.
A tribute band to Alice Cooper.
I'd love
but
to be
I
an
mean,
Alice Cooper's
that's really exciting. I mean, to be able to play that music and.
They could probably send a tape to Alice if he needs a band, and then, you know. he's
Right.
got a
I mean,
band.
Yeah.
you know, he can stand in and that would be wild, wouldn't it?
Beyond me, I would love that.
Yeah. You'd probably pass out if he called you and said, "Hey, would
Just
you
the
come
shock
and play
would
with
kill
us?"
me. Yeah.
Now, what's your main instrument? You
The
just
guitar. Yeah.
guitar. Do you play anything else?
Fool around with the piano, bass a lot.
Uh-huh.
I sing sometimes. Yeah, I'm trying to form a original metal group. That I'll be fronting. So.
Wow. Okay. So now, what kind of projects you want to tell us that he's been involved in with you? I guess you guys have done a couple of things together, right?
No, actually, this is gonna be the first time we've actually
Been
played
on
together.
stage together.
Yeah?
I mean, I've known JJ a long time. I've seen him play with Richie and everything. So our paths have crossed many times over the years. So this is the first time we're getting around to
Now,
finally having him up there.
for the people who don't know Richie Scarlett, just let everybody know what he does, what his band is.
Famous guitar player, probably best known for being Ace Frehley's guitar player. Ace Frehley from Kiss. He just got off a tour with him overseas, so he's back now. But he goes out with Ace from time to time on big tours.
Played bass for Mountain with Leslie West, Sebastian Bach from Skid Row.
I know,
he's
I
been
know
with
Leslie.
all
I used to work in a bagel shop. Leslie used to come in there with his big red leather boots on, and
Yeah.
he used to come in and get his bagel and his coffee, and he only wanted just the owner to wait on him, and it was like, okay, Les is here. Let's go get Frank out from the back because we know who he's gonna want to wait on him. It was great, but there's a lot of big musicians in the local area. So
Surprisingly.
yeah, and I think it's great because you've got all that opportunity now, and when they see you and they hear you, and please follow him on Facebook. I mean, you'd be amazed at some of the things that this kid has done. So like we were talking about school before, and at the age of 13, 14, to be dressing like a rock star and going into school.
Yeah, picked on a lot for that.
I mean, how was that? That was wild. I mean, I can imagine you got teased and picked and
To say the less, yeah.
yeah.
So, kids would call you names. They would taunt you, stuff like that. And then, I ended up getting in fights with kids and stuff. And my dad was like, screw this. And just, play the guitar. So,
Wow. So he was
that's what I
on your
did.
side.
Always, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to tell you something. Speaking of that, funniest thing that ever happened of bullies, I was doing an anti-bully show with this girl, Veronica Cole from Freehold, New Jersey. Had a whole bunch of kids up there. So I knew her since she's a little girl. So she says, Mr. Phil, could you tell me something? I said, what do you want to know? So she says, how did you handle your bullies? I said, I refused to answer on TV. So she says, that bad? I said, I better not answer on TV.
Oh, wow.
Okay?
Okay.
Then she's waiting for 9 o'clock for the show to go off. Couldn't wait. At 9 o'clock, as soon as the last of the credits went off and the screen went blank, she says, now tell me what happened.
Wow.
So you got it guessing. I don't know. Well, JJ's dad was great because he was on his side and pulled him out of school, and you were able to do some homeschooling, right?
Yeah, just a lot of online school, a lot of
right.
having tutors come to the house and stuff like that to get this stuff out of the way.
Was it hard to concentrate when it was just you and a tutor at
It was a lot
home
easier
and
because there's
no distractions?
no distractions, no.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's great. Okay. And did you take lessons with your guitar? Did you just pick it up and just all of a sudden have this natural ability? I mean, a lot of people do that. They just
My dad played guitar when he was my age, and he was in a band and stuff. And I wanted to do. I saw him play all the time, so I'd take his guitar and play it. And then, he started lessons with Mike Campese of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and he's got a gold record with them. So
yeah.
he's out there.
Yeah, that's. I mean, Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I know a lot of people know who they are, and they do quite a bit of stuff. I know one of my favorite things is their Christmas album that they did years ago, and every year we break it out. 'Cause
Yeah, I've
it's just
seen
so
them
much fun to listen to.
play a lot in Albany. There's a stadium up there called Times Union Center, and
Right.
they play a lot.
And
there every year.
Albany's the area you're from, and
Mhm.
that's where you grew up, and
Yeah, now I live down here
now
in
you live down
Poughkeepsie around.
in Poughkeepsie.
yeah.
Okay, all right. So, are there any big differences between what you were doing in Albany compared to what you're doing down here? Is it easier to find outlets?
It's different. The music scene is different. There's better places to play, but there's a lot more different people here than there is in Albany, because there's like the same people. In Albany, I find like the craziest people down. Yeah, I mean, know some really weird people.
But sometimes the craziest people are the best.
Yeah.
you learn the most from them. You really do. I know that for one thing, for sure. There we go. There's that laugh. You see, that would scare the hell out of me.
JJ's
if
moving
that-
to Port
I heard
Jervis
that in a
next.
store somewhere.
See what you started, Mary.
Hey, you started it because you asked me to be on your show. But that's okay. Tonight we want to run things a little bit different because JJ's doesn't have like a conventional song he wants to just like play and sing. So what we want to have him do is go over and play something for us. Rock us.
Yeah.
Give us something to just really sit here and really contemplate. And if you wouldn't mind, then coming back over here, and
Oh, of course.
we'll discuss what you were doing, and
Okay.
I would love to hear this.
That's
So if any of you that are out there watching us that are into heavy metal or rock and a lot of this stuff, JJ's one of the youngest people that I know of that's doing this.
okay. So let's rock us. So later on, we'll already be warmed up, ready to go.
Ready to go.
When we go see our fans.
We go. Yes, we go to.
Thanks for having me back on, guys.
Oh, thank you for coming out, Greg.
Yes,
and
thank you.
thanks
You're
for.
gonna love JJ's fantastic guitar player.
Great. Thank you so much for coming in.
Yes.
Do you have a name for the song? Wedding at a Funeral. All right. Here we go.
You don't need a mic.
Ah!
Okay. Okay. All righty. So,
That was rocking the studio. I'm telling you. We haven't had anybody come in here, and I even brought some more caffeine. This is a caffeine-induced.
yeah.
That's great. That was a lot of fun. That's something that was original that you wrote yourself?
I wrote it last night, yeah.
Last night?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
The hamster got out of the cage. Yeah.
At
Pretty good.
midnight.
Midnight.
Wow. Okay. Your neighbors must love you.
I don't know.
You guys live like in an area where you're not like too close to a lot of other people.
No, it's actually like people like right next to us. So
Wow.
it's like a condominium
All right. So
thing.
they probably go, oh, JJ's at it again.
Yeah.
That's great. I mean.
Yeah, I wrote it after we were done chasing a hamster around the house because we have a hamster and
You know
got
what? If I close my eyes, I could actually picture
You
the
could.
frenzy of following a hamster around
with
the
the
house.
song in the background. It's
Yes.
perfect.
And following it around, because I've had hamsters get out of cages before, you know. And let me tell you,
It's the cage. It's not the hamster. It's the cage is awful.
because they figure out how to escape.
Yeah, it's made out of paper clips. It's awful.
You know, I mean, that's just it. You know, so
I'm not surprised. Anything you do, Mary, doesn't surprise me.
Well, I mean,
Wow.
this is back, you know, I was like 13, 14 years old, but I know that the nuttiness that can go on when you're trying to chase a little animal around the house and catch
Yeah, it
it
was inside of my amp when we got it. Yeah,
in your amp.
inside the back of my amp. Yeah.
That's pretty good. Well, at least it wasn't inside your guitar.
Could have been. I don't know. I didn't
You know,
see it go there.
actually, he might have been in there first and wanted to
Possibly,
check
yeah.
things out. Maybe he was checking out the sound, where it all came from. What's going
Yeah.
on? And you know, because it's funny, because like when I get up and I'm singing, my husband and I are practicing our stuff, and my cat always wants to know where's the sound coming from. So she'll get up on my shoulder and she'll be like, she sticks her head in my mouth. when
We have
I'm
a cat like that.
singing. Yeah? Where is this coming from? And
Yep.
that's really fun. Now, how many songs are you going to be able to play with Gregg's band when you get up? Did he?
I'm just gonna close out the end of his set and do like 2 songs with him before Great
2
White comes
songs?
on. It's a
Wow.
perfect spot. Yeah.
And now is Great White a band that you like to follow? And
Yeah, I love Great White.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
right up my
exciting
alley.
that they're coming to this area. I think a lot of people are gonna, you know.
Right.
So
I see you have your biggest supporters here.
yes,
yep.
yes. Actually, I'm gonna. Can we take that chair over here? And I'm going to have you introduce your fiance.
Okay.
I
sounds
have
good.
some questions for her. See, we even make our guests, you know, we make our guests do some work too,
more the
aside
merrier.
from just playing. And okay, so introduce her to us.
My
Is that a good sign?
yeah, and this is my fiance Elena.
Elena.
Yeah.
Hi, Elena.
Layla Z.
How are you guys doing? I
Lazy.
was sitting from over there. Am I
Yeah.
lazy? I am. That's my other name, Lazy,
Layla Z.
Lazy.
Mhm.
Oh my.
which I am. I have to say, I really am. But
Okay.
we both are. But we made it here.
Yeah, I mean.
We did.
You did. You know what? We
got
got you
here.
here, and
With help from Mama, of course.
yeah. Well, thank you, Mom. I mean, you know, without moms, where would we be? You know.
Exactly.
I can see that. I'm a mother.
How many kids do you really have?
Me? Really have?
Yeah.
Well, I gave birth to 3,
Oh
but
my
as
gosh.
far as how many I really have, maybe 100.
Damn.
Aw.
I'm like everybody's mom. You know, the neighborhood
You have that
mom.
I could
quality
see
to
it,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
You do.
Well, okay. I hope so. Now, what do you think about being with this
He's
guy and the stuff that he does?
He's just, he's amazing, and when he plays, it comes from his heart. And not a lot of people have that ability, and I tell him that all the time, and not to make his head even bigger, but
Well,
Yeah.
hey, that's okay. The hair is big enough.
But
I am
he-
thinking
Yeah, it
Dee
keeps getting
Schneider
bigger.
here, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite that big.
He's
More
a-
hairspray.
Yeah, he uses a lot of hairspray. That's a secret of a rock star. They use a lot of
Aquanet.
hairspray.
It's cheap
They
and
do.
it's effective.
I can't find it in the morning, but he, like I said, he's just the sweetest, humble person, and he with his fans, he's just the nicest to them, and
Wow.
he just, like I said, they love
So-
him because he
So
sings from his
how
heart.
did you
like
two
his heart.
meet up then? What?
It's a long
Oh,
story.
Jesus.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we don't have a long time, but I
Well-
mean, were you a fan of his music?
Oh, of course,
Or
absolutely. I actually met him on the radio. He's laughing.
He's laughing.
He laughs at me. But I met him on
All
my
the
radio
time.
show that I do.
Okay.
At the Chance, a radio show. So I met him on there. He came on with a band he was touring with at the time. And so we kind of met from there, and we
You
got together and we clicked. We are the same person. It's crazy.
Yep.
Oh no.
Aren't we?
The same person, just in
no.
female form.
If I was a guy,
Oh.
I'd be him. If he was a girl, he'd be me. But I don't have the musical ability that he has.
I think what he has is
It's rare.
definitely it's rare. It's definitely a gift.
It's
I
fun.
mean,
I love it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
I think it's it's something that's going to take you far. I mean, I can think of a lot of people who are probably sitting there right now going, "Wow, man, I
The
wish I
hell?
could do that." And they're probably like 30, 40 years
wrong with
old
this guy?
going, "I don't know how to do this."
Right.
You know, you can be giving people lessons, but it's your secret. You know, you can do that. Keep it as your
It's the
secret for a
Pepsi.
while.
It's
The caffeine,
Yep.
caffeine
Pepsi.
fueled
Drink
rage.
2 liters of that. You could do anything you want.
He usually
Right.
does before a song. He drinks his Pepsi or his Mountain Dew or eats Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon
That's
Toast
a
Crunch.
little
Yeah,
secret
it's a
that
anything that will spike your blood sugar, eat it.
I
Because,
said he
Got
needs
it.
to endorse Cinnamon Toast Crunch and throw him out to his fans when
yeah,
he's
I've been
playing.
doing a lot of PR with them lately.
Wow. Okay.
That's what we need to get him on because it's his
Ah.
favorite cereal. So it's
Yeah.
a cereal for the rock stars, I guess.
Oh wow.
Which is Scarlet eats that.
That's one thing that Mary doesn't want to talk about in front of me, caffeine. Yes, she's very protective of me against that.
Put Phil on caffeine and
Oh,
he'll
no.
be climbing the walls. Really.
Yeah, this
Right.
one. You guys could be best friends.
Oh
I could
my
see
gosh.
that.
Yeah. I have to take stuff away from him because it's like,
Oh my
look,
God.
yeah, I'm not gonna sit on the bus and go, because we usually when we go someplace we go by the bus. I'm not gonna have him climbing the walls when
Right.
we're on the bus ride home from New York City.
Sounds like
Forget
someone
it.
I know.
Oh, okay. But do you ever have that sugar
4 or
crash?
5 in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah, that sugar crash.
The hell's
all
this
of a
hamster?
sudden?
Yeah.
Just like the hamster.
Chasing the hamster around, and then you got to go sit and
I
write a
tell
song
you.
about it.
It's never a dull moment in our household. We have the most fun.
We need a
time.
reality TV show.
And
for
we
it.
need to figure out how this can happen, but we do need to get a reality show in
Yeah.
the works. I don't know how.
Wow.
I mean,
that would
go
be
through the roof.
that would be
Yeah.
something.
We
It'd
can't
be amazing.
can't make all this stuff up that happens to us.
Wow.
Playing hockey with I can't even do that on TV. I can't. I can't explain
You'd be
it.
surprised what
God.
they let you do on TV. I mean, they do so much stuff. What's the earliest age that you actually played with a band?
11 or so, 11 or 12 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? That
Something
just,
like that.
That's just amazing.
He's natural.
Yeah. Some people
I
are
wish
just,
I never did it. No, I'm just kidding.
You know,
Yeah.
some people really, honestly, they just pick something up and it's just it becomes part of them, and that's very evident by what you were just doing.
I can't
Oh.
live without that.
Right.
It wouldn't
sure.
be me, you know.
Right.
That's who I am.
Yeah. You realize that means you're with him and his guitar, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I love the music he plays.
This
There's
is the-
always music going on in our household, and it's always a positive environment because he plays, and it's just music is a positive entity in itself. So when he plays,
Yes.
everyone is completely all their smiles, and you see smiles and laughter.
You can't get
the
mad.
only time they're pissed is
No.
when they wake up at 5 in the morning. Like,
And
turn the
we're
shit
not
down.
You're
morning
shredding
people.
your guitar. It's like, okay,
We
wait
are not
a minute.
morning
The hamster
people,
gets out.
so that's the only times we get mad is if the hamster gets out or if we have to wake up really early. But besides that, it's a
Wow.
I think I
pretty-
woke up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Today?
Yeah, it's pretty early for me.
Yeah.
Oh,
so we
that's early for you. Okay.
Yeah, I was
Night
like,
owl.
and I had my Benadryl.
he needs that to fall asleep.
Wow. Do you
And what about you? How you get into TV and radio?
I've been doing a radio station. I've been on a radio station for 2 years now.
Wow.
Live from the Chance, and it's rock music, strictly rock music, classical rock, and it plays on iHeart. So I've been doing it for a while. you know, classic. Excuse me. It's been a long day. So, and I'm not feeling that well right now, but classic rock station. So I met him on there, and I've been doing it for 2 years.
That's
and
how I met her.
Oh,
the radio
have
show.
you been on her show?
Two or
Yeah.
three times.
Two or
Yeah.
three times, and he was nervous at first, but like I said, he got on there and owned the show.
I bet.
And she was the reason why I was nervous, but
I
Ru-
was.
Well,
We
yeah.
were at the
okay,
beginning stages.
I can see that.
definitely ain't
yeah.
there now.
Do you have another piece that you could play for us?
I can come up with something.
I'm sure
Right
you
now.
can. I'm sure you
Got a
can.
hamster?
Yes.
Got a
you know,
hamster.
another hamster chasing story.
We don't need that kind of excitement
Yeah,
here right now.
definitely give us something else, and we'll keep you fueled with your Pepsi and.
So you're at the chance. Is that in Poughkeepsie?
Yeah.
chance-
I used to be on the
yes.
radio show in Poughkeepsie on the AM station,
my gosh.
950 on the John Flowers show.
Wow.
I was getting radio play, and unfortunately, he passed away.
Oh, I'm so
I just
sorry.
wish it happened too soon. I wish
Yeah.
he got a chance to meet Mary.
Oh, you guys are awesome. Yeah, this is a great
Thanks.
show you guys have here.
Yeah,
so.
well, we have fun with it, and you know the biggest thing to us is that we get to boost people. I mean, like JJ hasn't had his face seen, except for
And
the
he
people
needs
that
it.
have seen him play,
Absolutely, yeah.
and putting him on here now. People, I hope, are gonna run to their Facebook and say, "I gotta check this kid out. I gotta see more."
I know they will.
So JJ, what's the name of this one? You don't know. We're just
No
gonna
idea. Just
throw
wing it.
something out. Definitely throw something out at us. Come on, rock. Just do that with his teeth. He just did that with your teeth. Are you serious? Come on. Yeah, wow. Unbelievable. Crazy. Do you play behind your back too? I've seen people do that before.
Wow. Yeah. This is unbelievable.
This is definitely, you know, this is probably one of the more fun shows that we've
Oh
done.
yeah. Is this my new? I'm
Is
actually.
it, yeah, it's.
Is this
it's
my new show or
nuts.
my old show? Is this I mean, what's going on tonight?
Honey, you just come into a new era. Okay.
A new era,
A
okay.
new era.
I'm just,
I mean, I think we're going to be watching and listening to JJ for a long time. You know, all these guys that are getting older, you guys better watch out. This kid is 17, okay? And he could probably play better than a lot of
21
guys.
on Saturdays.
21 on Saturdays. Absolutely. Don't forget that, okay? It's very important.
Yeah.
Very important. You know, but you're seeing, I mean, this is history, okay?
It is.
There's not a lot of people. I mean, Michael Jackson sang young, and he did his dance, and he did
We
his.
love
Why are you
Michael.
laughing?
Woo-hoo,
Love Michael
Michael.
Jackson.
You know,
Amazing.
go past him. I think you're going to surpass him. I think that
I don't know.
I think a lot of bands are going to be saying, hey, you know, they're going to be reaching out and they're going to be wanting you to come out and guest perform for them. And
Hope so.
yeah. Do you have your own band as well?
I'm working on it. Yeah, I've been working on it
Okay,
for a
try to
while.
put people together.
Yeah, it's just hard finding people to play.
It is
It's
very
I feel like
hard.
I always get the Craigslist people for some reason.
Right,
I
right.
tell him this is this is gonna go by quick, and he's gonna find people. He's gonna find people that are gonna want to jam with
I
him.
hope that, people that are really
Yeah.
serious about,
He will.
you know, getting down, getting serious, and wanting to really make money at this. That's the way
There's
to go.
no money to be made.
Well, you know, I think that there will be. I think that there
One
will
day.
be for you, and I think the opportunities are going to be there, and you know, hopefully we can have you back on our show other times and give us updates and let us
Of
know what
course.
you're doing, you know. And if you get tour dates where you're going out of New York, I would love to know that. I want to let
Yeah.
all of our fans know, and I know you're going to let them know on your Facebook page.
I'm on there every day. I
On-
just reply to people, you know.
What
Do
I
you?
Stay humble.
I just came up with an idea for you too.
What was that?
And I'm serious about this, and I'd like to see you do it. When they have auditions for America's Got Talent, take like one of your best pieces, put something great together, go
Yeah.
out there and give it to them. I mean,
That's great.
it would
not
be
a bad
something they
idea.
never had before. Get something really great, practice it, put it out there, and go out there and give it to them.
It's true.
Not a bad idea at all.
Yeah, they
Not
love
a
they
bad idea.
you know, when they can get young artists. I mean, you know, that's where the show shines, when they have the young artists on there and stuff.
If a little girl of 12 years old could play a ukulele
Right.
and win it,
There's hope
I'm
for us all.
sure
Yeah,
you could do
Yeah.
something with this.
hopefully. I try.
Rock music is back in. It never went away, and it's gonna
It's
come back
having a
stronger.
resurgence. Yes, it most certainly
It
is.
just never went away. It would just put into the background for a little bit, you know.
Just for a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's always been in the
pushing
back.
its
It's always
way
been in
back.
background music and coming forward again.
Yeah, well,
And
it's never gonna go completely away. We'll always just keep pushing
no
its
way,
back.
no way. As long as we have kids who are going to be 13 years old, willing to spray their hair and walk into school and say,
Yeah,
Make a
"I'm a
statement.
rock star, baby." You know, I mean, that's gonna.
it stood the test of time. I don't see how it could.
That's it. It's
Yeah.
not gonna go anywhere. You know.
They got schools of rock now, and they really do. Right in Orange
Oh,
County,
yeah.
there's
Yeah,
one
they're
in
all over
Walden.
the country. There's tons of them. Yeah,
You know, so
making kids want to play rock and roll. you
right.
know?
What was a movie at one time, School of Rock, is a reality now. We have one right in Walden, New York, a School
yeah?
of Rock. There's one in Allendale, New Jersey. I mean, so that thing is getting big.
Yeah.
In fact, I've visited the School of Rock, and I'm trying to get some of them on here. The only thing they have to have is originals. I can't bring them on with covers, of course,
Right.
but I'm talking to the staff. In fact, they'd like to see us down there sometime, go down there, see the principal and all that,
See
you
what
and
they-
me,
yeah,
and see what
sure.
they got.
Bring a few kids on and set them up and get their faces out there, just like we're doing with you. I
Appreciate
mean,
It's such a great thing you guys
it's
are doing.
great,
Is getting
and I'm hoping that you're gonna find somebody that's younger, and you're gonna be able to mentor them. And
That's what I want to do. You know,
yeah,
the same thing Richie Scarlett's doing with
well, that's
me.
it. You hooked up with Richie, and he really
He's
helped
one of those
you.
guys that knows that, he wants to help. He wants to keep rock and roll going for as long as he can.
Well, that's it,
So
and
he
that's
wants to pass the torch on, and I want to do the same thing.
yeah, and we can always appreciate that, because that's what our show is
That's
about.
what a rock star in my eyes is, someone that wants to.
Someone that, yeah, you don't take the star part to your head. You take the star part and you let it shine, and
Yeah.
shine on everybody else, So, we've got about another maybe 5 minutes. Is there a possibility we can get you to do one more? Give us 5 more minutes and
Yay!
play us out.
Go out. Okay.
Yep, just keep on going.
Keep on going
When you
until-
when you see the credits rolling,
Yeah, go
we're
till the
out. But
credits are done. We'll give you the signal, but we want to thank all of you for watching tonight, and we want to thank
everybody, yes, and thank you for coming on
Yes.
and talking about JJ.
Yeah, thank
And
JJ and-
Mom, thank you for
Yes.
bringing her down here with him.
and
And I think that it's terrific, and we are definitely going to keep our sights on you, JJ.
yes, we will.
We're going to haunt you now.
Okay. And we want to thank all our viewers for watching, and
We hope you enjoyed this
yes,
show.
we did.
I hope
This
you
was an
enjoyed this
enjoyable
show.
show, and we'll see you all next week. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.